Hello, everybody. I will present you a work I've started last month. When I first suggested this talk in April, I have no idea what I was going to present, but I think I've come up with something that can be used as a working base. It's about screenshot and the manual. For those who don't know me, I'm Jonathan Druart, à Kajubi on IRC. I've been working on Koha since 2010. I first started at BibLibre, and I'm now self-employed. I am sponsored by 3 companies providing Koha support to library, BibLibre, Bywater Solutions, and PTFS Europe. I will start with a video, then I will try to explain what it means. If you are epileptic, you should close your eyes for 2 minutes. Okay. So, how was it? So basically, it was a script, actually 5 scripts, that are interacting with the staff interface of Koha, and they generated 6 screenshots. Screenshot we use in the manual. I think we should have a script to generate the screenshot of the manual automatically. Why that? Because the screenshot of the manual... Ouais, comme ça? Because the screenshots of the manual are obsolete. They are obsolete in the sense that they do not show the last version of the interface of Koha, because they have been generated a long time ago. And this is particularly true with the new design we introduced in 2211. We have more than 1,600 screenshots, so we don't want to do that manually. And even if we do, they will be obsolete in 2 years anyway. So what we need is a tool that will keep them up to date. It also means that we will be able to have a translated version of the screenshot for the different languages. So for instance, the Spanish people will have their manual in Spanish with the screenshot in Spanish. It can also help to catch bugs. So if we have a script that is expecting an element in the page and that the element is not there, the script will fail. And so it can catch possible regressions. Can be good or bad, we will see that later. So it's a huge task, but we need to do it only one time. There are different ways to do that, but I will present you one of them. So relying on automated code makes things hard to maintain, and it's not robust. we could develop that, make it writing the code manually, but it limits who can help. We want a mix of both so that everybody can help, librarians and developers. At the end, we will have scripts that will generate screenshots, and those scripts can be generated by a tool or by developers. Non-technical people could use a tool, and developers clean the generated code, because we don't want to deal with the code generated by a software, because it's always bad and hard to maintain. And this is where Cypress is involved. So Cypress is an end-to-end testing framework. It's what you saw in the video. It's a tool we are already using in Koha to test the new ERM module. We are using it to test the interface and make sure there is no regression. For instance, you are filling in a form to create a patron, you save the form, and on the next view, you are expecting to see the same data we entered previously. So it basically interacts with Koha using a browser and simulating the input on the keyboard or the mouse of a regular user. Cypress Studio is a component of Cypress. It provides a visual way to generate Cypress tests, code that can be run using Cypress. It will record interaction. So basically, you open the software, you click Start Recording. It will show, you open the software, it will show you the interface of Koha. You click Recording, you do some interaction in the software, you stop the recording, and the code will be generated. I have identified different steps. The first one is to list the different screenshots, so the 1,600 screenshots. Then we will need to group them depending on the difficulty to generate them. I said easy, medium, hard, it can be more. After that, we need to add some information about how a screenshot can be generated. It can be an easy one, so we just need to go on a specific page, screenshot a specific element, given their class or their ID. If it's a medium one, we need the same as the easy ones, but also describe what needs to be done first. So for instance, we need to set some syspref, circulation rules, stuff like that. And finally, for the hard ones, we also need to define existing data. So for instance, we need a patron with the 42 euros fines. The max outstanding syspref is 10. You do a checkout, and you are expecting a pop-up, an alert. The next step would be to implement that programmatically. So first version could be generated by using Cypress Studio, and then developer will clean this code, because again, we really do not want to deal with the generated code. It's dirty. And the good thing is that anybody can help. Listing the screenshots is 2 minutes. For a developer, this is easy to do. Then the estimation and adding information, anybody with a bit of Koha knowledge can do that. Using Cypress Studio, you need to be motivated, but it can be also anybody. And finally, cleaning the code, it's a developer, or if you are very, very motivated. I'm going to show some examples. So the 6 screenshots you saw in the video, they have been generated using Cypress Studio with some manual adjustment. The first one is an image that is called Pref Search. It contains this box. You can see the image on the left. That's the image in the manual currently. And the 2 on the right, one from the English non-translated interface, and one using the Spanish interface. So it's an easy one. You just need to go to the administration homepage, you capture, you screenshot the field set, and that's it. But Cypress Studio decided to catch the field set. So the selector is just screenshot the field set. It's not robust, because if in a later version we add another field set in the page, the test will fail. So developer will know that. So we need a specific selector for this field set. Another example is new library. So Cypress Studio decided to take the first field set. There are other field sets in the page, but it decided to pick the first one. So still we are missing a proper selector, but also we are missing the differences between the two images, that we don't have a new library, which is a title, and we don't manage, I didn't manage to screenshot two elements. So I can just pick one, and here we would like to have two. So either we need to group the two elements in a different container, or we need to find a way to screenshot two elements. So that one seems easy at first, but it's not at all for the same reason. We want to screenshot the header, but there are 3 elements, and cannot screenshot 3 elements. So what I did is a trick to remove the content of the page and screenshot the whole page. So it still needs a bit of adjustment because we have too many blank at the bottom. Next one has a very long name, allows staff to set visibility for grantor. So those are the names we use currently in the manual. It's a medium one because we need to set the syspref first. But that's an easy medium one. We simply need to edit a patron in the child category and capture a specific element with an ID. I think the new image is better because we are only displaying the information we need. On the left, there are many things you don't really know where to look at. Another one that seems easy at first, but it's not. We simply want to capture the list of libraries, but this table is loaded after the REST API request, and so the table is displayed after that the page has loaded. So if you go to the library list and then screenshot, it won't work. It will be blank. So we need to tell Cypress to wait for the AJAX request before taking the screenshot. So this is certainly a trick we will have to use in different places. So this is an hard one because we need to set the syspref, create some data, like create a manual invoice, do a checkout, and then we screenshot the confirmation box. Another hard but harder, we want to set a syspref, do a checkout, a check-in, and then check out again the same item to see this confirmation box. But we need to make sure the old issues table does not already contain the checkout, or the script will fail on the second run because it already exists. That's clear? Yeah. There are questions that need answer. This is still a work in progress. Actually, it didn't start yet, so it needs to be coordinated and started. We need to know if people are willing to help and to be involved and how they're willing to help. We could start with the easy ones first and then see how it goes. Should we reuse the existing names or take this opportunity to rename the screenshot? To make things consistent, we should certainly use the same data for all screenshots. So using the same patron, the same bibliographic record. We need to agree on a set of data to use, I think. We could also use different patron names per language. For instance, Smith for the US, Dupont for French, Perez for Spanish. I don't know in Finnish if you have one, but we need to know when we generate the screenshot, either every month or right before the release, who is going to catch for bugs in the screenshot. Maybe we can have a test that compares the screenshot before and after and raise an alert if there are too many differences with the previous one. I have no idea how to do that. But yesterday I've talked with a couple of you and maybe we could simply, well, I'm not sure if it's simply, but retrieve the text from the image and then just compare the text. What are we doing with false positive? We also need to decide where do we put the code, either in Koha or in the manual along with the images, or in a totally different repository. So I can show the demo again if I have time. I think I have some time. Or maybe question and then I see the demo again. Just want to show this one. So this is on the left, the code generated by Cypress Studio. And then when I've cleaned it, so you can see that it's using some selectors that are not really robust. So do you have questions first? Then I will maybe show you the video again.
Okay. Okay. On the slide you just showed with the two versions of Cypress, are you doing the SQL query directly from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's faster.
Okay. So it's directly connected to the database?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Cool.
Yeah. I've done a bit of regression testing of screenshots, and I found a sensible approach was to have a very bare bones graphical theme that has basically very little colors, very little CSS, so that I can test the functionality and then compare, does the field have the correct translation and whatever. Have you considered that, or is it mostly to get good screenshots for the website, for your documentation?
What's the question exactly?
My question is, yeah, how do you deal with CSS changes?
Yeah, that when we compare the screenshot for regression, that's it. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I want to extract the text and
Yeah.
not compare the screenshot. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm sorry, I have no solution for that problem, and I'm looking if anybody has a solution for that.
No, we don't want to compare the screenshot. We need at least some percentage differences or stuff like that. So it feels easier to OCR the image, retrieve the text, but the text could change and it's expected. So we will have false positive for sure.
Maybe you show it. Sorry if I ask a question, but does it handle drop-down list?
Yes, why not?
Yeah. No, because sometimes we have screenshots tools that when you make a screenshot, the drop-down is closed. So I ask for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's open. It makes the screenshot with the drop-down list open.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we test that. Thank you.
Might be tricky. Yes.
So, so just to answer Gladys, I think with Cypress you can simulate, emulate, whatever, like mouse click and mouse over events. So I guess you could take those kind of screenshots. Also, my question is like.
Yeah, but to screenshot you need to pass the selector. So what the selector of the
drop down
of the drop down list when it's open, I don't know.
Also, like, do you think it would be doable, feasible to how can I say that? To combine the Perl test environment and Cypress scripts, because then you can use like setup and tear downs to make some data with Perl data, for example, add a new patron, add a new category or anything, without having to click on so many buttons with Cypress, and then just do the screenshot with Cypress, and then do the let's say data cleaning for getting the database ready for the next test with Perl as well.
Yeah, we need to use the sample data we have in Koha already, and we could have more data. That was I was saying with the new patron. So we could either inject more data before running the the screenshot script or improve the data we have in Koha. Yes.
Hi, I have two questions. One of them is how does it work with right to left languages?
With what?
Does it work?
Yes, I guess so. Why not?
Excellent. And the other one is, have you tried running this for all the languages and see what the results are?
That's why I put the Spanish one. Yes, it's working.
Okay. So do you think we could generate them all
Yes.
and have the
That's the idea, yes.
okay
Mhm.
have people detect the problems and the developers fix? That's the workflow you are proposing. Maybe you already said that, but
No, we could catch regression, we could catch problem from the PO files as well, because if Spanish guy just missed something in the translation, it will break the UI, and so the script will explode. In the best case. In the worst case, the script will not explode and you will have a wrong screenshot. And how do we deal with that? I don't know.
Okay, but we need to
That's
come
why
up
we
with the
need
work.
something, a post-processing script to catch mistakes. Because we don't want to view the 1,600 screenshots per language, and we have at least 10 languages. So.
Okay.
So I think currently we can specify if the tests run on a separate database, like the unit tests. So could we develop a different database that is just for the manual, like have a sample data for that?
Depends on where we put the code, if we have it in Koha or not.
And the second question was just that this is, well, I guess this implies that we'll need new coding guidelines likely for when adding elements to the screen, because we'll want them to be manually capturable. So we'll need to develop that as well.
Try again. We want more selector in the.
Will we need a coding guideline for adding selectors to new elements when you add them, so that way in the future the manual can be automatically generated without having
Yes.
to go back and do that?
It will be the main problem, I think. Yeah.
I want to ask that, just want to add on to all. One of the, I think Arthur has asked one question that for the drop down, how to do. Just a thought. In the web page, we have XPath. We can try that to utilize here. Maybe possibly this XPath. These add-ons are available in your Chrome, in your Mozilla. So one can try that. I'm sure that it will help. Why I am saying that? Because maybe this Cypress Studio is used for the screenshot, but there is also one open source tool, Selenium. I think just a question for you, that why we are not using the Selenium, whether we have tried, just as a initial that whether this would be the right tool or the Selenium would be the right tool. Just a
We are using both Selenium and Cypress, and I don't want to use Selenium anymore.
What are the reasons? Is there any specific
It's not
problem?
reliable. It's not reliable.
Okay.
No.
So actually, to catch regression, instead of extracting the text from the images, maybe we could use a software called OpenCV. Then you can do like, it's called image subtraction, and then you can see the difference between two images, and then you have like a binary result, 1, 0.
Don't know it. Not yet.
Actually, there are a couple of regression tests for bokeh as well, which uses Cypress.
But how do you compare the two images?
Actually, in bokeh we use Cypress just to check if the workflow works fine, but we don't do regressions yet.
Okay.
But we have somewhere a tool who is checking. So Mary, it's an internal question. We have a tool that compare a screenshot of some customers or some libraries before and after, and it's automated. Sorry? You are the tool, okay.
Yeah, that's why. If you want to do it for all the screenshots we have, okay, I will reach you. So this is running the Cypress container, Docker container. This is Cypress. You can select the browser to run the test while using Firefox. I'm filtering just for the manual. There are five scripts, and then they are going to run each one after each other. So it goes a bit quick, but can I take that here? So here we are going to catch the system preferences search box. The screenshot is done now. We are checking out. We pick the warning box. Up another one. This one as well. The find. Check out another one. And then I'm lost. I have no idea what it is. So this is the new library form. Oh, okay. Now the test I've run, and so we can inspect the page step by steps. So this is just awesome for debugging, because you can go wherever you want, and then you can have access to the screenshot of the page, but it's not an image. It's a screenshot of the DOM, the HTML structure, and you can then inspect it here. So we are opening the console, the inspection, and you have access to everything. I'm closing Cypress. I'm just listing, showing that the screenshot has been generated. They are all prefixed by EN for English, but for the Spanish one, it's prefixed by ES. And that's all. Thank you.